New England Patriots traveling up to Buffalo to take on the Bills on Sunday Night Football in Week 5 of the NFL. On Sunday, October 5th, 2025, we get your best bets video for this game, 2 player props, and a spread pick for this game, as well as a same-game parlay. Let's lock in and get a sweep here on Sunday Night Football.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cab made now. Straight fire.
My name is Steve, and as always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support. Let's make some money here on Sunday Night Football, guys. Super excited for this game. Divisional matchup between the Patriots and the Bills. The improving New England Patriots versus the 4-0 Buffalo Bills. Should be a lot of fun there on Sunday Night Football. I don't have any recap or results to go over for you at this point, because obviously I've recorded this video on Saturday, so I don't have any results from our 1 and 4 o'clock games. Hopefully we're doing well, though, as you guys are watching this, or if you're watching this early, we have a lot to look forward to. Make sure you guys check out that video as well, our best bets video for Week 5 of the NFL for our 1 and 4 o'clock games. I have that out as well. Check out the pinned comment in the description for any links you guys are looking for here on the channel. Merchandise, membership, and social media links. That's all down below in the pinned comment and the description. Membership is just $3.99 per month. It gives you access to all of our picks and our plays early ahead of time if you guys are interested in that. Outside of that, like I said, no comment cappers, no results section. We're ready to just get after it, make some money, guys. We got a good bit of info here to cover. Like I said, we have a pretty juicy same-game parlay. It's plus 4,000 value. I'm super excited about that. A lot of value on that one. So let's get after it, make some money. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, you guys can see I'm wearing the Buffalo Bills jersey because I do love the Buffalo Bills. I'm a Bills and a Lions fan. However, we're going with the New England Patriots. Plus 8.5 spread here versus the Buffalo Bills. We got minus 112 odds here on FanDuel, risking a unit here. Guys, this is just too many points for a New England team that honestly is improving. Has played a lot better, especially of late. We saw them play very well last week, albeit versus Carolina. But they have made a lot of improvements this season. Their offense looks a lot better. With Drake Maye, he's getting more and more comfortable. They have Stephon Diggs now, who's returning up to Buffalo for this game, so that should be interesting. And the run game's obviously pretty good there with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. So they have a lot of pieces in place on offense. And defensively, they're 10th in points allowed per game. So their defense has actually been pretty solid as well. So this is a team that's certainly improving. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Bills in Buffalo, but covering 8.5 isn't that crazy. Last 4 games between these two teams, and when we thought New England was a lot worse, have been decided by 1 score. So the Pats usually do hang with the Bills. For whatever reason, you think that the Bills should blow the Patriots out, and it just doesn't work out that way. The Patriots usually get up for this game, and they will on Sunday Night Football. I'm expecting no less. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is gonna. It's his old team. He wants nothing more than to put one on the Bills. But the biggest problem for the Bills this season, if they had a very bad vulnerability this year, it's been versus the run. They're allowing 6 yards per carry. And I think we got 2 backs here in Ramondre and Travion that can make them pay a bit and kind of, like I said, keep this game close. I think, obviously, Allen's going to do what Allen does. Granted, he didn't play great last week. But I think the Pats will be able to hang with the Bills here. You know, this should be a relatively close game. I could see it being higher scoring. The total is set to 49.5. So I do actually think the total over will hit. I think the Patriots will score a bunch, though. I think the Patriots will score upwards of 24 points. That'd be my projection. But I particularly think they're going to hang around in this game for sure. Kind of like Miami did. Kind of like New Orleans did. Buffalo does this versus, I guess you could say, lesser competition. They have a harder time getting up for games like this, I guess. Obviously, they're going to be playing the Chiefs pretty soon. So, you know, I'm not sure the Bills are going to take them as serious as they should, because I think New England's a much better team than they've been even in years past. So I think this is going to be, like I said, I think this is going to be a close game. Like I said, Bills' run defense is going to keep the Pats in the game. Second most rushing yards allowed per game by the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, 6 yards per carry. You know, that's obviously not great. And then look at Drake Maye. We talked about the improvements with their offense. He's 12th in QBR this season. So Drake Maye, and that's actually ahead of Jordan Love. So Drake Maye is having a very solid season. And I think as long as the Patriots can avoid like mass turning the ball over, I think they'll be in this game. This will be a tough game for Buffalo, tougher than they think. I think the Bills win, but it'll be close. So I do like it there, guys, for our number one pick. We're going New England Patriots plus 8.5 on the spread here versus the Buffalo Bills, minus 112 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 2, we got Dalton Kincaid. Over 31.5 receiving yards here for the Buffalo Bills. We're going minus 111 odds here on DraftKings. We're risking a unit here. Really like Kincaid. We cashed on him earlier actually this season. He's 3 of 4 so far this season to this line with a 44.8 yards per game average. So that's about almost 15 yards above the line, which is obviously terrific. And versus the Patriots, he's had a couple of his biggest games as a pro, posting logs at 75, 87, and 15. But obviously there we're looking at the 75 and the 87 going. That's almost triple this line of what the potential he has to do versus the Patriots. So this has still been a vulnerability for the Patriots this season. This is the part of their defense that has still struggled. They allowed over 100 yards to Brock Bowers in week 1. And also the backup tight end, Maye for the Raiders, also hit his over as well. And then Tremble for the Panthers also doubled his line last week. His line was 20, and he had 40 receiving yards last week. So it's still a position that the Patriots struggle against. They rank 26th defense versus position to the tight end position. So this is definitely a part of the field where Kincaid can take advantage. And by the way, DraftKings is offering the best line on this. A lot of the books, some of the books have us at 35.5. DraftKings still at 31.5 as I record this. So make sure you guys take this bet on DraftKings, please. Definitely our best value there. He's averaging 4.5 targets per game. But versus New England, he averages 7 in 3 games versus New England. So I think, like I said, I think there'll be some holes, particularly for Dalton Kincaid. He's not like the number one guy that you worry about in this offense. Obviously, it's Josh Allen. And Kincaid, like I said, should get some good looks versus these linebackers and versus these safeties. I really like his spot here today. Like I said, he's a guy that I actually think, particularly because of his pass versus New England, I think you can ladder him up. He's another guy we talked about in a great ladder position to like 50 yards, maybe even 75 if you want to get crazy. 70, 75. He's hit 75 plus versus New England 2 of the last 3 times. So, I'm not going to probably take the 75, but I think 50 is definitely very reasonable for Kincaid to get here. So, love it there, guys. For number 2 pick, we're going Dalton Kincaid over 31.5 receiving yards here for the Buffalo Bills. Minus 111 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 3, we're going Ramondre Stevenson over 10.5 longest rush here versus the Buffalo Bills. Minus 112 odds on FanDuel. Ramondre obviously here on the Patriots. So, I've really gotten into these longest rush and longest reception props, mostly because my friend got to get the bag. He recommended them to me, and I've been having some fun dabbling in these markets, and they definitely are ones that we want to attack here. The Bills, guys, allowing 6 yards, like I said, per carry this season. So I mentioned it in our opening pick of what we're looking to attack. It's particularly on the ground with Ramondre here. And potentially Travion as well. But I like Ramondre. I think we could trust him a little bit more here to get a little bit more of the lion's share of the carries. Bills have allowed the 3rd most rush plays at 20 plus, so it's obviously very good for us. We don't need that. We just need 11 here from Ramondre. He's cashed this line in 5 of 6 games versus the Buffalo Bills with a 13.5 average. Now, the game he had that he missed, he had 8, so it definitely brings his average down. So in his hits, it's about closer to 14 over, which is almost 50% more than what the line is, him cashing, which is good. I really like what we have here on Ramondre. Like I said, I think the odds are good of him getting an 11-yard run. I think that's where the Patriots can really do some damage. And I'd be surprised if they don't attack the Bills there. Bills, like I said, have been dealing with suspensions up front to the defensive line. They have a couple guys still on suspension that won't be back until I believe next week. So we get another week here of attacking this Bills defense, run defense. Beyond that, I think after next week, I wouldn't pay attention to any positional data versus the Bills as far as the run, because they're probably going to get a lot better starting next week. But this week, I think they're still going to be pretty piss poor. Pardon my French. But this is a great spot once again for Ramondre. Bills ranked 24th in long rush defense versus position, so that's how they rank them on props.cash, which we like seeing that. Ramondre 2-4 this season, including a long of 22 last week versus the Panthers. So you like seeing a guy that right now is running well. So he's cashed in 2 of the last 3 games. He didn't cash in week 1, but 2 of the last 3, including a long run of 22 last week versus the Panthers, which we like to see that. 5 of 7 available running backs have cashed the longest rush prop versus the Bills. The notables are Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, and Devon Achane. So it's obviously very good. The books, I think, have been messing up here a little bit. I think if on Ramondre's line, his line should be, basically what he's averaged versus the Bills. It should be 13.5, in my opinion, should be his longest rush. I think that would be an appropriate line for him here. We're getting about 3 yards of value here, which I think is, when you really think about it, is really good. So he has to just break through really one time. He has to break through the defensive line once clean, and he should be able to get it. He should be able to get 11 yards. So if he runs for a first down, he should be able to get it. So I think he can certainly do that. So love it there for number 3 pick. We got Ramondre Stevenson over 10.5, longest rush, minus 112 odds on FanDuel. And then, as promised, guys, our same game parlay. This is plus 4,000 odds on DraftKings. We're basically taking a lot of the stuff that we just talked about. So we're taking Dalton Kincaid to get a touchdown. He's done this in 3 or 4 games. And like I said, this is a great positional matchup for him. 25th defense versus position for the Patriots as far as allowing touchdowns to tight ends. So they allow yards and touchdowns to tight ends. So this is a great spot, once again, for Dalton Kincaid to get one. Drake Maye, anytime touchdown. He's got a touchdown in 2 out of 4 games. The Bills are 25th defense versus position, allowing quarterbacks to get in the end zone. So I think Drake Maye, particularly this season, his rush line, if you guys didn't know, is like 30.5, which indicates the dude likes to run. So if it gets down around the goal line, they spread him out. He will certainly run it in more than your average quarterback. So I'm not putting him on Lamar status, but he's definitely up there as far as rushing quarterbacks. So I think it's a great value on him. I think it's like plus 400 just for him. And then Ramondre Stevenson, 50-plus rushing yards. We talked about the longest rush prop. Obviously, I like his rushing yards total over as well. So if we think he's going to break that prop, I mean, he can get this on one play. He really could. I would not be surprised. This goes very much with our prop on Stevenson. Really love the value of these 3 legs, guys. So that's our same game parlay, plus 4,000 odds on DraftKings. Lock it in, my friends. We're getting a 10th of a unit. As always, appreciate you guys. Check out all the content we got going on around the channel. We got a lot going on. And hopefully, obviously, we can make some money and get things rolling in the NFL. So we have made certainly some strategy adjustments. We're looking into some different types of props. We're going to get to the window, guys. We're going to get it done. We need to make some adjustments. We need to get some winners. It's going to happen. So stay tuned. We're gonna be locking in. So as always, I appreciate all of you guys and your support. I know it's tough to obviously watch. When we're struggling, but that's the times when we got to dig deeper and we got to dig harder and obviously really try to pick ourselves back up. So I do appreciate you guys. Check out all of our other content. Drop your favorite pick below. Participate in our comment capper section. That's a lot of fun as well. Put a star and asterisk next to the pick of your choice. And if your pick hits in the chat, we'll include it in our next video. If it hits that'll be Thursday night. That will include that. Outside of that will do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And we'll check you guys next time. Peace out.